Well, there it is. Welcome to the finals of the Test of Faith tournament. It is time. Starting off with Ember, who is playing as Red Pillard. And he is going to be embarking on the first day as an orc with some grunts and headhunters against a Felguard and a Quillboar Hunter. Ooh, two of them. Kind of nasty, these guys, actually. His first challenge is a bad one. It's sacrifice the units by leaving the circle. It's only a particularly viable challenge if you have very low health units. I guess the best case scenario for that challenge would be if you had summoned units. Something like parasites, or skeletons. Something, expendable. And you could throw those and sacrifice those two. Gets the Dragon Hawk, which is a really nice pickup early on. Basically guaranteed anti-air superiority, because you won't get attacked by many air units early on. Very few. But if you do, you've got this guy to deal with it with aerial shackles. It's not too bad versus particular targets as well. Good versus the Huntress or the Dryad with his piercing attack. Skeletons don't count. Oh, you can't sacrifice summoned units, apparently, I'm being told. Well, that challenge really does suck then. I thought maybe that was the purpose behind it, is if you build a particular way, you can make use of it, but even then you can't. He goes with the +2 food supply. He's up against... Oh, yeah, look at that. Little baby whelp. Oh, two of them. Bronze one. He goes straight on the dragon whelp. Just needs the headhunters to deal with this spicy bronze whelp. And the rest is secured. Yeah, it looks like it's got splash, but it doesn't. I don't think the little baby one has splash. But the bigger ones do. They're actually really good. They're underestimated, but you don't see them very often because there's not many maps that have them. But there used to be Last Man Standing, a 4 versus 4 RT map, if you remember. At the top and the bottom, you can get bronze dragons. And the big ones do splash damage. They're like chimeras. Maybe not quite as much splash as chimeras, but they do a lot anyway. And they're a lot harder to kill. Troll Witch Doctor. And his buddy, the Storm Reaver Hermit, with a Blue Dragon Apprentice Mercenary they acquired. That rejuvenation is quite nasty, isn't it? Gives quite a bit of extra life. You should definitely disqualify him, no matter what happens, whether he wins this or loses this. So, Stylo, we need some information as to how this final is working, because not even I'm entirely sure. Oh, imagine getting the Bandit Lord. No research so far. Goes with the Troll Headhunter and Mana. So we need to know who's in the final, how it works. Does each player just play once at this point, and it's just as far as they get? So the person that gets the furthest out of the 3 people that are in the final is the winner. How is this working? Yeah, what are the same rules, eh? You need to enlighten me. Re-enlighten all of us with what these rules are. 1 game for the last 3 people playing today. I see. And we have Ember. Is it Nobin? Who else? That's our finalists. Orb of Corruption. Huam. He got the upgrade, did he? The madman. Passed up on Orb of Corruption. And Hank. We'll have to keep an eye on how far our challenges go. Ember's army is starting to look a little red.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, sacrificed 1 unit. Can sacrifice the headhunter maybe, if you've already done it. Goes for a wyvern. Wyverns are really cool, but they're actually really kind of hard units for a situation like this because they are very squishy. Actually completes the challenge. They're very squishy. So if you just are concentrating micro-wise elsewhere, and you leave your wyvern to get attacked by a couple of archers, it will go down very fast. Who makes it farthest in terms of weeks, days, wins first place? Makes sense to me. Croyville says, I haven't been home in a bit. Did you participate in the tourney and lose? Why'd you put lose in capital letters? It's like you're trying to rub it in or something. No, I didn't participate in the tournament. It wouldn't make sense if I did. Because it would just be weird. Especially if I won. It would just be like, okay, I'll just take the money now. Legolas says, small challenge. Every player got to sacrifice their units for a strong tier unit at least one time. What do you mean? Like what? And introducing a small challenge? What, the turtle? Getting like a turtle or such. Ember's got the priest, forest, troll, shadow priest, and fur. What? That can't be right. It's just like 2 units, wasn't it? It's not 3. Anyway, he's got a griffin as well, so he's built up quite a large army now. 27 food. But it means he's not going to be able to get any new units for a while, because he's quite food supply capped. Do not use any major or units health or mana restoring rewards. That's quite a harsh one. You just have to hope you get good options if none of them are healing ones. You don't donate here if it's towards the pot. That's between you and Stylo. You might need to have a word with Stylo when he's finished with this, observing this game. Because he's the one that's dishing out the cash to the players. Ember distracting the glaive thrower. The grunt was like, why me? Yeah, I'm just hosting this. In quotation marks. +1 food supply. 27 out of 21 now. It's going to be a lot of +1. That's why I don't like the +1, because it feels so slow. Red Dragonhawk Rider. Proving his worth. He's not red, but... Well, actually, that's funny, isn't it? I forget about that. It's because it's like a beta model, isn't it? This one. But they never actually bothered to finish it. He's like got this bright red gear clothing, but he's actually a purple unit. The only purple you can see is like this part over here and the background. Otherwise, you'd think it was a red unit, because everything else about it is red. Ooh, okay. Frost Nova from the blue Dragon Spawn Sorcerer. And he just doesn't like trolls. He's given each and every single person a little whack. Gets to use 2 Frost Novas. They might hear some hoovering in the background. Sacrifice all units to Centaur Khan. That's got Ankh, isn't it? That's got Resurrection. It's like a top tier unit, that one. In quite a few regards. I have to try that sometime. It'd be really cool to get him. The sacrifice all units one is very harsh though, but it has to be. It has to be a difficult choice. Otherwise it doesn't have much meaning. Because if you do get that Centaur Khan, then you have to rebuild your army, but you're losing all of this. And Ember's got a pretty nice group of units. Who got the claws of attack? Did he pick the claws of attack? I thought... There it went on the Snarecaster. Probably good on the Berserker, actually, because they can increase their attack speed with Berserk. That was a confused knight. Go for the enrage. He goes for the enrage. He makes it happen. Ooh. Pretty low damage, but very fast attack. So if you can kite this character, which... Okay, this isn't too bad. He's a ranged character. He didn't seem actually that scary. Thought he was going to be worse than he was. Oh, the Witch Doctor Adept training. It didn't work for our last participant. He tried to get that to work. This is being recorded now the 29th of December, by the way. So it's the third day of the tournament. Steel ranged, Thorium ranged, Berserker upgrade, Witch Doctor. He did go with the Witch Doctor. So, living the dream. I've never researched into the Witch Doctor, I don't think. Closest I got was like the medicine men, pigs, that have the healing ward. 4 food unit though. But they're pretty respectable. Like, they do pretty good damage anyway. And they can summon more pigs. Steel armor. That should be... +1 food though. He's got himself to 27 out of 27. So the +3 food from the enraged was quite good. Nice mix of stuff coming in. One archer having a good time versus a priest. Need like a headhunter to tank that ideally. Medium armor doesn't get quite as punished. It's like 12 damage instead of 20 damage if it attacks medium armor. Envenom spears for that one wyvern. Orb of Lightning is really good though. I like Orb of Lightning because it has a chance to purge, which can do extra damage to summon units. It's like 250 damage. That's why Blade Master is really good versus like a human with like water elementals. If you put Orb of Lightning on him and he just attacks the water elementals, if he gets lucky and he gets those Orb of Lightning procs, he can kill those really quickly. It's just free experience basically. Ember's quite lucky as well. Yeah, last time he got like all the aura items as well, didn't he? So he has a habit of doing quite well in that regard. Stylo, why do you think he killed the priest? I can't remember everything about this map, like the specific numbers that you have to be at in order to get +1 or +2 from food supply. So is that the reason why he killed the priest? Is 25 the magic number to get +2 food supply instead of +1? I mean, it could also just be that the priest isn't... Yeah, it isn't very useful once it runs out of mana. But there's still some value from him. Unless it interferes with you getting a particular type of unit for the food supply. Do you have oh do you have some of the rules over at Hive Workshop in regards to how this map plays in the details? Oh, he got some good value out of those boulders, didn't he? Mass Bloodlust. Warsong Battle Drums, though. It's got to be tempting. Goes with it. Everyone gets a little bit stronger. 10% increased damage. Dragon Rider's already proved himself very useful. Oh, there was a Demolisher down here as well, blimey. They were all over the place. Actually can't change the colour scheme. Goes with the Enrage. This guy's got Monsoon. Don't know if he's going to use it though. It's a bit tricky. He's definitely doing a nice chunk of damage. Oh! Oh, you lucky son of a... They would have caused quite a bit of a pickle if they stayed alive as well afterwards. That would have been a couple of dead units guaranteed. So another challenge is completed. Receive new forces worth of 6 food supply. 27 out of 31 food. That crab is honing in fast. It's not messing around. Ember's brought all of the units. He's gathered them up all nicely. Away from the pillar. Which is half health at the moment. Scourgebone Shimes is only -1 food. Not many range units, but it's still hard to pass that up. But he does go with the healing. Was Witch Doctor one of the rewards? I didn't catch that if it was.
Player's forces are under attack.
We're all giving this Witch Doctor a lot of, you know, extra oomph. I don't know what the proper appropriate term is, but... Is the Witch Doctor as good as we all think it might be? Is the Shadow Priest dead? No. Troll Headhunter. A new champion. 2-1 upgrades. Makes a big difference, it really does. Because you feel like you're getting so much more value out of the unit. The Ensnare. Countered by Sleep. Must have been from the Hag. So I guess you have to be a bit more careful how you use that. But obviously, you've thrown a whole bunch of units here, so you normally just react to the first one you see. But in this case, Ember was punished for that. Hey, there you go. Oh, he just insta-kills it. What? So ungrateful. Oh well, a nice easy level this one. The rogue might not think it is though. It's not the glaive thrower's fault, is it? Goes with the priest. He's actually gone over the challenge though. I think he forgot about that. I guess that glaive thrower screwed you up, because glaive thrower is what, free food, isn't it? He's supposed to get at least 6 to complete it. Oh, okay, so I'm looking at it the wrong way then. I was thinking that you can't go over 6 food supply. Oh well, I guess he's alright then, isn't he? Watch out for the bat. It's getting closer. It's getting closer. So close. Hey! That so easily could have been avoided. If the Dragon Hawk Rider had animal war training, it could have actually survived that. That's something I learnt from Tower Island. is your Dragonhawk Riders will survive bats. A bat can't do anything about a Dragonhawk Rider one-on-one. The Dragonhawk Rider will always survive as long as it has animal war training. Having armor, I think, actually helps as well, but I haven't calculated that stuff in a long time. Oh, that's so easy, that one. Did he go with the Tauren? He did. 15 out of 6 food supply. What on earth was that week? 32 food. He's going to be up to 50 food soon. Week 5. Sea Giants, very easy to pick off. It's a good level to start off with. Nothing threatening here apart from the sea. Nah. He's annoying, but he can be killed as quickly as well, the spider. Warrior Arachnofid. Gets the healing. That healing, I suppose, has a lot of value because of how many units there are now. Oh, Witch Doctors are getting revenge, and they're master ones. Headhunter can take the damage quite easily. Demolisher down. Priest down. Witch Doctor down. Mortar Team down. And Witch Doctor followed by the Shaman. Witch Doctor Master Training. Yay! The dream. Ember's got a good run so far. No Dragonhawk Rider to deal with the Drake. Centaur Impaler doing some deeps from the back. I think the Wyvern got picked off. I didn't see it happen, but I heard it. That's why sound design is so important as well in video games. Being able to hear clearly can make up for it. Speaking of making up for it, a new Wind Rider was born this day. Plague Treant. Take him down quickly. Disease Cloud. You don't want those getting close if you can help it. Otherwise that's a long-lasting deep. Didn't I have it... I don't know if Stylo fixed it since then, but... Didn't I have like Disease Cloud on my Revenant or something in one of the tester faves that I played over at youtube.com/WTiiWarcraft? #1 YouTube channel for Warcraft 3. I say that with all sincerity. But I had Disease Cloud on my Revenant, and it never, ever, ever ended. It was constantly soaking health. It was an everlasting parasite, that was it. Oh. So that was hard mode. It was a parasite that never went away. Won't anyone watching this vid already be on your YouTube channel? They might be, but they might have come across the YouTube channel and is watching from the front page or something. So now they know that it's actually a channel that you can click on. Now you know. And knowing is half the battle. Ring of Protection +5. I would feel that gets picked, although there are some good upgrades. Troll Regeneration and Thorium Armor. Goes with the Thorium Armor. Really good options, to be frank. That was a difficult choice.
A player's forces are under attack.
Don't blame how it works on melee. Good distribution of damage. Got the Griffin on the meat wagon. Goes down very quickly. Yeah, Wind Riders are very hard to keep alive versus AI. He's got to go with the +3, surely. Takes the Talisman. I'm really surprised you didn't go with the +3. It's your boy, the Magnetar Destroyer, lumbering in. You've made him very slow. I guess they're very slow until they've engaged in combat. You never have level 6 Eridar to place Parasite. No, you don't. Oh, there goes the Wyvern. Maybe you have to think twice before taking a Wyvern. When the hell did he get a Witch Doctor? Look at that mana regen. That's pretty good. That's like 1.5 mana per second, is it? Or even quicker than that? I'd say that's like close to 2 to 3 mana per second. So like every minute and a half you can have another healing ward. As long as you keep the Witch Doctor alive. It was indeed Parasite, says Chip, who checked it out. I wouldn't be surprised if Mass Bloodlust got picked from all of these options. Yeah, +1 food. It is what it is. The other options ain't really very good. Dryads, Demolisher, Raiders. Got to be careful of this pillar though. It's starting to get into the danger zone. Tauren here to soak up some damage, but the Demolisher doesn't care about the Tauren. He's still on the pillar. I wonder why he didn't go for the Tauren. Nasty. Ah. We might take the healing now. That looks like a pretty good option out of all of those. So this is being recorded over at twitch.tv/witty. WTiiWarcraft. Poor Witch Doctor. Almost got killed by his own grunt. Trying to help out. This grunt is the bad guy. Subscribe at tier 3 for the pig, says Toast. Couldn't agree more. You get yourself a pig if you subscribe at tier 3. It's always good to have that pig on command. I think the volume goes maximum if I left click on the other monitor. For sound, or music at least, for some reason. Warcraft 3 works in mysterious ways. Earthborer. That just reminds me of that 3 versus 3 map. The icy one. Where you have these at the shop. And they cast Shadow Strike. Dragon Turtle. Do it. It's better than the other turtle. Spirit Walker. Plus Healing Ward. Could this be a very long run? Ember's certainly in a good spot. As long as he doesn't lose anything right now. Just keeps under control for the next level or two. He can stabilize a little bit. Might be able to get upgrades for this guy as well. Oh my goodness. Could resurrect the Tauren. I've not had that run before. I think a lot of people do go for Orc units, don't they, in this game? Because they got so many good casters. Oh. Replaced a random unit with a knight. What was the random unit that was replaced there? Oh, it's the grunt into a knight. Okay. Glaive. Oh no, this could be messy. We've got a Chimera on the loose. Mountain Giant. This is kind of a heavy health level. Day 6 is a bit scary then, isn't it? Seems to be more or less under control though. Do not receive any new items. Ah yes. Picked an item up. It's very easy to sort of mess up the challenges. It's kind of good that this character's ranged as well, isn't it? Are you trying to like health regen at the moment? He's buying time for his witch doctor. Oops. It's taking like 8 damage per hit. Oh, the +3 of the food. Kodo Beast is very rewarding though as well. Don't think it stacks with the war drums though. No. You need to get the improved Kodo war drums, I think, for it to stack. I think you can have both if you get the lesser and the upgraded one. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Oh, he's going to be punished for failing that challenge. -2 food. Receive new forces. Not worth more. So what did the other one say? Did it just not have the not worth more? It was all in the reading. You don't think it stacks at all? You might be right. There's the medicine man. With his medicine healing. Ember's army is looking very healthy. Goes for the healing. Ring of Regen could have maybe been quite good. But you can't go too far wrong with healing the pillar as well. It's particularly when you've got a healthy army. Because there's not a compromise being made there. It's getting attacked from all over the place. Meat wagon down. They always seem to, yeah, if a griffin attacks them, they're left with like 2 to 10 health. You just get like +1 damage on the griffin. But that's such a niche thing to have to worry about. A lot of debuffs on Ember's army. Wand of Neutralization would be very nice. I thought it was going to be there in a second. Goes with the mass debuff. De-spell. Here's your Drakes. Poison from the left-hand side. That's pretty nasty. At least you got the healing wards though. Because if you get like the poison spread on your army and you have no way to heal, it's very, very bad. Spirit Walker taking some serious damage from piercing. It doesn't dispel positive. Oh, that's good. That's good. Spirit Walker Adept training. This is it. More mana regeneration. The ability to dispel at will. Such a solid unit. Here comes the mana burns though. Keep that away from the Witch Doctor. The Murgle Snarecast is still alive. Hey, Magnetar Destroyer. Here we go. This is it. This is not it. I don't think Talisman, yeah, it's stacking that. Ooh. The Brood Mother is out. I think she drops some baby spiders when she gets picked off. Good thing she's only preoccupied on the night. There they are. Oh man. Banshee Master Training. Do you have the original Banshee training? He's going for the long run. Maybe you could go indefinitely if you could get enough Banshees. Hello, bats. That Griffin's just casually chilling. Frostworm. Spirit Walker's actually somehow tanking this. Kodo Beast ate a File Tormentor. Wonder if she enjoyed that. Day 7 enraged. Let's go. Week 7, day 7. Oh, this guy's a walker. He's a pushover, this guy. You could breathe on him and kill him. Good one, mate. He's activated all creeps, which means he has been disqualified. No, I'm just joking. It's plus 15, plus 9. Plus 2 food. Take a maximum of 745 pillar damage. Let's hope it doesn't come to that, eh? Divine Aid is very nice, but if you've got an army this big, you might not necessarily need it. I think that one's probably going to be picked, or the healing. Witch Doctor does have some mana though. It's time for some more Spirit Links. And now the Dryad is just like dispelling as much as it can. Gotta save the Scorpion. The Murloc. The Headhunter. The distractions are many. And it is starting to show. Some of the hard work that Ember has put together here is starting to fall apart. 31 food. Oh wow. Gets Spirit Walker. If he gets the upgrade to that, he can keep resurrecting the other Spirit Walkers, provided he's got mana for it. Hydra coming in with the slow poison. Void Dragons. Murgle and Spirit Walker in trouble, as well as a Headhunter. It's getting a bit spicy. A lot of very close saves there, except for the Headhunter. Spirit Link can sometimes work against you in some cases. Healing Ward saves the Headhunter. Finally something died. It looks like a lot's died, to be honest, Styler. He's looking pretty injured right now. He's got a nice aura here. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he was tempted to go for another Kodo Beast, but the aura is good. Once you got them, they don't go away, as long as you got units to hold on to those items. It's a very orc-looking army. Minus any orcs. They're all Taurens and Trolls. Oh wait, there is one orc on this guy. And he's eating Nikodo. Dragon Turtle. Maybe if it goes on long enough, you should get like an upgraded version of the Dragon Turtle. So it's like Super Dragon Turtle. With like 20% extra stats or something. Because otherwise you could have got the Dragon Turtle on the last one. What's the incentive to take it this time? Other than needing to. Maybe he's got no choice. Dragon Turtle. There you go. Was that healing ward necessary? That is the first time I've seen the options and they all look bad. Even then, the mana is still useful. But yeah, those were not good ones. Day 6 has been quite nasty in previous turns, so let's see if it's nasty this turn as well. Okay, well the units are in the right places by the looks of it. Griffin's on the Demolisher. Bat Rider's far away from the Griffin. Spirit Walker's in the middle. Getting a little bit punished by Crypt Fiend, but Crypt Fiend is now kept busy with the Griffin. Destroyer's hanging in there quite a long time versus these Headhunters, because he does have a decent chunk of health, but it's gone. Healing Ward definitely good now. That's a good Healing Ward moment. Griffin wants some of that action though. Oh, +4 food though. You gotta go for that. Oh my god, he went with the random forces. I can't believe it. How could you pass on the +4 food? I mean, Abominations is a very good unit to get for a random force. You could have got something like a freaking ghoul. It's happened to me. See you later, night. Welcome back. Orc forces next week. That one always feels like really unrewarding to pick though, because you just feel like you should hopefully get lucky and get Orc forces anyway, because you've put a bunch of researchers into Orc stuff. Day 3 and 6 reward is level 4 unit on random. Ah, okay. I didn't know that. Then I didn't know that. 4 random researchers, and none of them are useful. In a weird way, it works against you, doesn't it? Getting random researches. I think you said that you get like an extra 1% chance to get a unit that you want, kind of thing, for every research. But at the same time, if you've got researchers into Night Elf stuff, isn't it going to just as likely try to give you a Night Elf unit? So it also works against you, I think. Those are rubbish. Yep, it's made it to week 9. There's plus and minus to it. I feel like you didn't really answer the question there. A couple of priests trying to keep each other alive from the mean, nasty Tauren. Got medium armor, being pummeled by normal attacking units, so this is the right order. If you get 1 upgrade for elf and many for grunts, for example, still a higher chance to get orc related. But I guess what I'm saying is, let's say you've got only orc upgrades, and then you get 4 upgrades that are for night elves. That's 4% more for the orc, but now you've got the night elves that are interfering. And then there's a chance for night elf units to now be given to you, when there probably wasn't much of a chance in the first place, because you only had orc upgrades. Do not use any major all health unit or mana restoring rewards. 1 out of 0. So I guess that's failed. It's going to be a long episode. This is just the first player. Why are you attacking your own abomination? He's angry about not getting the +4 food supply. This is Ember playing, yeah. File Tormentor. We see her a lot. Druid of the Talon happily debuffing in the background.
A player's forces are under attack.
Knight doing like 50 damage per hit. Ember's not banned, no. Oh, Ancient Hydra. It would be so cool if there was a way to go Ancient Hydra, kill it, but then resurrect it. So you get like the ones that are underneath it. Because when you kill an Ancient Hydra, it spawns more mobs, and they're permanent. You need like resurrection from the Paladin. Scroll of Resurrection, maybe. Spirit Walker Master Training. This is it. The dream. 600 mana. Mana regeneration. Resurrection. This is a big army coming his way though. Got to be a little bit careful though, because you start to get more and more air units come your way. And as you pick up more and more of these melee units like Abominations, Knights, Taurens, you have a lack of anti-air. You can only really get 1 unit unless you complete challenges at the end of each turn, so it's kind of hard to pick up those headhunters again. Because if you get the Tauren, you get a 5 food unit. If you get the Headhunter, it's only a 2 food unit. So you got to do the Headhunter 2 to 3 times to get the value of that Tauren. Oh, the Enrage. But he won't go. He didn't go for it last time. He's not going to go with it now that he's even lower health. Ah. What is it with this guy? He just keeps coming back. Quick, resurrect them. Now. Oh, he went to go do the animation, but he didn't even get it off. Failed the challenge. Gonna lose food supply, probably. Excuse me. It's still too much to cast this boss. I don't think it's so much that. I think it's probably programmed to cast it just before it dies, because then there's more likely corpses nearby it. If it was in like a campaign map or something, the longer it waits until it casts it, aka the very last moment until he's dead, the more likely he is to actually resurrect something with it. That's probably Blizzard's thinking when they programmed it to act in such a fashion. Advanced spellcasting is supposed to enforce exactly this. Yeah, well, I don't know how that stuff works. That's for map creators to know the ins and outs of said business. Spirit Walker almost down, but could be resurrected. So they use spells more efficiently. Or perhaps you should just program it better than Stylo. Why don't you just do a better job? Seems like a good time for a healing ward. Banshee Master Training? Staff of Negation? That's the one. That's the boy. That's a lot of units attacking. Did the amount of units attack you depend on how much food supply you have? Or is it just unforgiving no matter what? Like you could have 2 food left and still get attacked by exactly the same amount of units? Which should be probably the way it is. It should be that way. It shouldn't really be more forgiving just because you've got lower food supply. Because that's your choice to have that lower food supply through bad micro or through actually sacrificing units. There's so many near-dead units. It's getting a bit uncomfortable. Witch Doctor has to stay alive. Druid of the Talon just chilling. That's a good time to exploit it. You can't actually use mana to go back into Talon form. Get some free mana regeneration. That's got the Ankh. If it was me, I'd probably go +2 food supply, but I'm quite greedy. Those Tauren have to be on the outside to tank this. Oh, there's so much air coming. Might have to even... Oh, the Witch Doctor. Might even have to cast Dash Air to remove these air units. At least he's got the Spirit Walkers back though. This is the trouble I was saying earlier. If you don't have the anti-air or the consistent amount of 2 food. You know, like the Fiends, Rifles, Headhunters, that kind of army. Air will mess you up. Dryad, how much longer will you last? Not long. Ember's army is 26 food. 26 food on light red health though. Take that, Tauren. The double claws though, wiped it out. This is... Yeah, he goes with the healing. That's just going to buy him like another day or 2. I think that's... You're on borrowed time at this point. I think this guy... Yep. Does carrying... He's double carrying swarm. Ooh. From either side. What was that bounce? Oh! Just loves those carrying swarms. Even the Taurens have got like no mana. Yeah, your spellcasting is definitely kicking in now. They're very happy to use that carrying. They use that carrying swarm a lot though. So I'm not even sure if the advanced is making much of a difference. Oh my. Wipeout. GG. Week 10, day 4. Make sure to write that one down. Good game, Ember. And I'll write down the amount of health the pillar has as well. 897, just in case for some reason that ends up being a deciding factor. Ember, week 10, day 4. 897 out of 1660 health. Okay, there you go. Everyone's happy. We need a new champion. I'm going to do a reset. Not that I even think I need to do a reset. Just makes me feel better. Very good run. Yeah, very good run. Well done, Ember. Who's making the game? Hank has requested Stylo to host. Yeah, check these out. These are the cookies I made, in case you've been watching the previous episodes where I mentioned about making cookies. Got my nan to help me decorate them. I thought that'd be a nice thing for her to do. So, they're incredibly sweet though. Like, way too sweet. This is like a one-off thing. I couldn't cook these things regularly because they're so unhealthy. Like, the ingredient is just like butter and sugar, and literally that's like it. And then just melt that all together. Whip it together. And cook it. It's like, oh my goodness. I forgot how much sugar is in cookies. It's basically all sugar. It really is. Okay. And here's a bonus picture. That's Chippy on my head. And that's Bobby playing with the jute bag in the background. Billy's not in the picture there, though. I don't know where she is. Gotta love the budgies. I don't think my teeth are that clean. They're quite bad, really. I've just maintained them fairly well, but I did lots of damage to them when I was younger. I've even got like dents in one of them because I used to have a lot of gobstoppers or whatever those things, ball busters. The ones that are like rock hard gumballs. And I used to like those, which is a really bad choice to like as a kid. Jawbreakers, that's the one. I love those. But they were so bad. They no doubt did so much damage to my teeth. Because even at the end you start crunching them up and it's like tearing your teeth to pieces. But you don't really think about that as a kid. Yeah, I thought that. It looks quite striking, doesn't it? Is this reforged graphics? This almost looks like it's been enhanced. This pillar, because it's now red. So we've got a Hank playing now. Oh, is it purple? Oh, right, yeah. That's because I was shifting with the ally color mode. Oh, it looks quite good on purple as well, though. For some reason, it seems to stand out more to me this time. Don't know why. I quite liked it red, though. I'm going to make it red again. I think it's got more of an aura to it when it's purple, but it looks quite powerful red. 1000 ping. Your second has been granted. I'm going to ask the game for tips. Units can be issued move, attack, gather, and repair commands automatically by right-clicking on the target. Damaged orc burrows, zeppelins, and entangled gold mines are exceptions to this rule. Right-clicking them with a peon-type unit. We'll first try to load the peon into the burrow, zeppelin, or entangled gold mine. Just in case you didn't know. It's a spellbreaker.
The player's forces are under attack.
Some sort of elf, isn't it? So you either get like a dragon hawk rider or a spellbreaker. I think I typically ended up getting spellbreakers as an option. Not a bad one. Wonder neutralization? You better pick that, Hank. Or I'm going to beat you up. Do not use any major or units, health, or mana restoring rewards. It was his challenge this week. Went with Berserker Strength. This makes me angry. Hulk Smash. How do I not flame on people who suck in melee games? I do. I got a lot of old videos of me doing that.
The player's forces are under attack.
Black Dragon Whelp, Harpy Wind Witch. I'm usually quite calm because I'm used to it. I've played like 1,000,000 4 versus 4 RT games. Oh, he's messed up the colour. How could he do that? What colour are you working with now? You could have a little 1, 2, and 3 here, couldn't you, to see what mode you're actually in. It does change the icon, but I don't know which one is which. That would be allies and enemies. That would be... That's mode 2, and game world colours display you, allies, and enemies. I guess. And that's just player colours? I don't know. Which one is which? Alright. That's what I said about my last girlfriend. If you don't like them, just type it again to get new. It just works like that in real life as well. It might work like that in the future, when people have robot girlfriends. Install new program. Oh, I don't like this software. I think she's a bit bitchy. I want a more subservient girl. Or I want a more feisty girl. A bit more rebellious. A bit more wild. Just type. So you do run command. So you open up Windows, then it's run CMD. And then new girlfriend. Anyone see that Futurama episode where they have Lubots? They have these like blank slate robots which are kind of like floppy disks in a way. And you just basically download the programming onto the bot. Yeah, Lucy Lubot, that's the one. That's what it makes me think of. You just basically downloading the personality and all of that. Oh. Tauren gets that cheeky last hit. That Forest Troll Priest is freaking invisible. Now that's reforged graphics. I can't even see him. There we go. I can see him now. Goes with the Enraged. Oh, we haven't seen Ogre Warlord. Got some shockwave value. That's some bonus damage to your units. And he's not going to be able to pick off... He'll probably get at least one more shockwave. Boom. Yeah, it's a fair chunk of damage to take. boosts his speed. I've not seen that as an option. It's pretty useless though, I suppose. Yeah, he likes Taurens. If you have 2 Taurens, are you more likely to get another Tauren? As opposed to just having 1 Tauren? Or is it only just like researches that improve your chances of getting a particular type of unit? Have nothing but Taurens. And then you'll just have to keep typing in dash air to kill air levels and hope that the Taurens have enough health. Frostworm has an extra 50 health on a Tauren. Silly headhunter trying to leave the circle. Talisman looks pretty good. Okay, Stylo. Have a good one. I think he already has cheated. He's got 2 Tauren. Necromancer being annoying at the back. Pillar taking some hits. Ghoul being annoying to Headhunter, doing a fair chunk of damage for a little chap. Piling the pressure there. Sork down. That's definitely quite a boost that Taurens get pulverized for free now. People got so upset at me when I lost an obsidian statue to Tauren when it did pulverize. But it's because I'm so used to them not having pulverize as a base ability. So even now it still takes me by surprise when they do it. So I wasn't expecting my obsidian statue to ever die. Even if I had it on 1 health, I still didn't expect it to get killed because the only thing that was able to kill it was a pulverize, and I didn't think that pulverize was a thing. It could have 500 health, it could have 1 health. Under the circumstances, it would have never died. If it wasn't for that damn blizzard and their patches giving Taurens pulverize for free. I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for that damn blizzard. Big old spider. And the smaller version of that purple guy that kept coming up last time. He's actually more useful because he's actually summoned something. Yeah, it's stuck in between 2 Taurens hitting you at the same time. Ancient Django. Oh, you could get the Faceless One Terror, which is that useless purple one. Do it for the meme. These kobolds are pure RNG. You sometimes never get bashed, or you can get bashed like 3 to 4 times in a row. They're very annoying. I've lost my hero to those dudes before because of that nonsense. You get an unlucky strike versus those, that's it. Just get chain stunned. It's like custom hero survival or something. I remember losing my Mountain King on Marketplace, and it was at the top right of the map when I was doing the expansion point, and I just got chain stunned by 2 kobolds.
Players' forces are under attack.
Why do you hate this map, Sexy Time? Is it because you're bad at it? Is that why? Sexy Time bad confirmed. Ember says make the next tournament sacrifice only. Searing Arrow, dude. It's a respectable little chap, this guy. Don't snub him. He's pretty Pretty nasty. Gotta go with that enraged. 28 food is pretty darn good. I think you could take down an enraged fairly quickly. Here he comes. It's your boy, the Doom Guard. Haven't actually seen him. Starting off with a Dispel. Nasty Stomp. Cripple. Spreading those debuffs. Not too bad. He used all his mana, so he was trying to be annoying. Another Tauren. Challenge completed. Receive new forces worth of 6 food supply. So that Tauren was very helpful, because that's 5 food, that is. So that really jumps that up. Spend a maximum of 700 mana, so now you've got to start watching on that. That's one of the more annoying challenges. Particularly if you've ended up getting quite a few spellcasters. It's like, oh, I can't use them anymore now. Maybe the health or the food supply. Not really impressed with any of that. The mana isn't counting the Burning Archer. Is he actually using his Searing Arrows attack?
A player's forces are
Oh
under
yeah,
attack.
you're right. Cheetah! So for some reason, I think it only triggers when it's used on abilities or heals. Even though Searing Arrows is an ability, I guess it's like an autocast ability, so maybe it's not triggering on autocasts. Or you think it's an orb attack, Night Sparrow. I don't think he's going to reach 700 mana anyway, even if it did count. Obsidian statue spells count as 2 mana and not 10 mana on that challenge. Did not know that. One frisky Drake. Still, there are some range units to deal with this. Surprised this Burning Archer's actually still got mana left. Those rewards suck. Fellhound. Or Fell Stalker in this case, but Mana Burn Boy. Very nasty. But he's not utilising his Mana Burn at the moment because he's too distracted by some Tauren. If that was like the books, he'd be jumping all over those spellcasters. Sacrifice all units to get Siege Golem. There you go. Spell immune. Yeah, the Scourgebone Chime's a really good pick. I don't know why the arrows don't count. They just don't. He's pulled in the Kobold. Grunt is taking a hit for the team. Okay. Some healing wards. Oh, there's a staff negation. He's got to do the staff negation. No one ever does the staff negation. I think I'm the only person in the universe that's picked that. Is a Spellbreaker a range unit? Yes. Yes, it is. So you still didn't get staff negation. It's got 250 range.
A player's forces are under attack.
So the meta strategy is Priestess of the Moon and mass Spellbreakers. Oh, only +2 food. You gotta pick your Wand of Neutralization now. You can't say no to that. Okay, no. Pulverized damage increase. That's I didn't spot that one until you picked that. That could be really, really good. The Death Revenant. Starting off with Death Coil. Summoning skeletons. And animate dead. His work here is done. Steel armor, maybe. Give these, I'm surprised he went damage. I think armor is more effective on Taurens. Because their damage really comes from pulverized more than it actually does their auto attacks. Witty is backseat gaming. I'm just commentating. I can say nothing if you want. Do not receive any new items. Okay. That was bad mannered. It's not really. Scourgebone Chimes. Doing a treat for that grunt. It's like his own mini healing ward. Who's winning? Ember's winning at the moment. Unless Hank can put him in his place. I guess he's going to go with the Thorium melee weapons. Shaman, though. Is Shaman really that good, though? Lightning Shield is actually really good. I think Lightning Shield's better than Bloodlust in this circumstance. Yep, he goes with the damage. These are some powerful Taurens. Meat wagons. Oh, Taurens versus this would be nice. Have one Tauren up there. Spellbreaker through the cripple from the Necromancer back onto the Crypt Fiend. That's why it helps to have a Spellbreaker with you. Deals with any nonsense. It's a cheaper single target dispel, isn't it, basically? But if you had Wand of Neutralization, you've got Dispel. Just a click away. I'm not sure how much health this pillar actually has. Some pretty intense staring at the pillar. Reforged is out. $4K. Oh, Bronze Drake. Okay. Nice use of frost armor. Mitigates some of that damage. Now you gotta research in Snare for the Raider. But it's pretty good. If you can get it. It could keep a big character under control for a small while. Greater Scroll of Replenishment. Isn't that like 150 mana? 125 mana at least. Over time. That's maybe 250 mana, because it's a greater one. It's not actually a terrible item. I mean, it kind of is, but it... compared to those other rewards, if you have enough spellcasters, and they don't get hit, you can get 250 mana back on everything. Which is pretty good. Sexy time. Running your mouth a little bit there, ain't you, buddy? Slagging off this map. Thinks he can do it better. He thinks he's better than you. Sexy time says he's better than you. Are you gonna stand for that? $450 health and 150. What? It does health as well. I thought it was just mana for some reason. That's not bad. Ensnare? Null Assassin's a good unit, but I don't think you necessarily need it. Ensnare looks pretty good. There's a bear. Wind Rider.
A player's forces are under attack.
Should be able to pick this off fairly easily. Just get those range units on the Wind Riders quickly. Because we know how squishy they can be. Important to kill them as well, because these ones actually have the upgraded Envenomed. And that actually did some real damage there. That brought the health down of these units quite significantly. Probably would not have lost the troll there if it wasn't for that. Envenomed Spears still there. It's the Dragon Tower. He takes down the Tauren. But there's still two more. Oh, that Carrion Swarm. I don't think he did Carrion Swarm the last time we saw the Dragon Turtle. Hope he doesn't do it again, because you got some units that are just waiting for it. Oh, God. Good job bringing that Burning Archer back, otherwise that was dead. You got two Carrion Swarms there. I wonder why he did more Carrion Swarms, why he was more inclined to do it. Pretty nasty. No, I call the Crushing Wave, but it's basically the same ability. 200 heal. Not actually that much of an impact when you got Taurens. Do not receive any new items. Have a Tauren. Well, he gets a Witch Doctor and a Tusker Fighter and a Tusker Fighter. No, he doesn't. I think that extra one is just a bonus. That's what I did with the Witch Doctors. I liked getting the Witch Doctor just to put the Sentry Wars out. Because the players can't see as far as we can as the observers. It's nice as the observer because you can see the creatures as soon as they spawn and identify them on the map. Yeah, I guess anything that gets put outside of this circle gets destroyed. See if he's learnt his lesson. I don't think there's a particularly good reward here. Maybe the Makrura Tide Caller. That's some free healing. Could get the grunt as well, because it'll benefit from the upgrades.
A player's forces are under attack.
Ah, he put the sentry ward outside again. Strike 2. This is bad. Demolisher. And he's only got a raider to distract. Yeah, that's not ideal, is it? But the raider is doing a good job. He's a fast little nipper, isn't he? Very annoying siege unit. Troll Witch Doctor. Doesn't do much at the moment, but the more of them, the more likely you are to maybe get researchers for them. I think they call this guy 4. Yeah, he's gone with the Witch Doctor. Successful Sentry Ward. Void Dragon moving in. And a Hydra. Okay. Starting to get a bit messy now. Ensnare does not last long. First is a level 6. At least the Witch Doctors can attack it. War Drum's damage increase. Went with the +1 food supply. Firbolg tracker.
A player's forces are under attack.
Needs Taurens to tank this. And he definitely has those. Needs some sort of health restoration to kick in at some point. So many units are starting to get too low health. And it makes it like twice as hard to play when you've got low health units, because everything is something you've got to keep an eye on. You can't just auto attack and forget about it. Unless you sacrifice all units and summon the Salamander Lord. Oh, look at that heal. That wasn't actually... That 200 health actually did quite a lot there. This is a good level for him. He can handle this one nice and easily. $575 out of 800 mana. Healing wards. There they are. I'll be pretty surprised if he doesn't... Yeah, he goes for those. It's pretty vital. I think he's going to try to take a bit more damage before he uses them, though. Didn't like min-max as much. Oh my god. Sentry ward counted by the gyrocopter. No one saw that coming. It's a nasty air level. Really needs to keep these little dudes alive. And Snare is pretty good. That troll is... Oh! Not dead. Not dead yet. But bloody close. That destroyer looked like he got like an elongated attack as well. That was probably like the maximum range it could possibly be. Is it tempting to go for a day 7 in rage? I think it's quite tempting. I would probably do it. He's enjoying those healing wards whilst he's deciding. He's certainly playing the game. I won't fault him of that. I can't do this so easily in single player. Healing wards and stuff like that don't work whilst you've got the menu option available. Ah, this doesn't look so bad. Bring him down. That's the Salamander Lord, I think. There's another torrent. How's he going to say no to another torrent? The only downside is he's not really getting any anti-air, but I feel like he probably would go with another torrent. I know. It's like it's such a great unit, and he's got upgrades into it, but he has such a lack of anti-air. Ember says it's the worst choice to go torrent. But why do I want to go torrent so much then? It does not. Did I ever finish The Witcher 3? No. I barely even started it. I couldn't bring myself to get into it. Maybe. Maybe. I'm watching The Witcher at the moment on Netflix, so it might be more inspiration for me to commit to the game. I'll just have to play it on an easier difficulty. I played it on like the hardest difficulty, and I think that's what put me off, because I had to concentrate too much on everything. And it's an open world RPG, so you should really just be exploring and getting the story more than concentrating on like every single battle. I've not played any of the previous Witcher games, so it's harder to get into as well from that regard. It's pretty neat, but I'm not like super fascinated. Mass inner fire. He's got 41 food. I think that's the most food we've seen. Hank does seem to have a way of bolstering his armies.
A player's forces are under attack.
Units all over the place. Oh, he's got Banshee. Banshee versus Banshee. Grunt pulling back. All the Taurens are on the left-hand side. It needed like one Tauren over here. Raider so close. That mortar team. The siege units in this game do so much damage. It's like a good human player in 1 versus 1 will go mortar teams. It's why you know I'm a bad player, because I never used to go mortar teams. But if they get like a few mortar teams with their army, it's because they were annoying to control. But if you get like a couple of mortar teams, it makes your army pretty good. Spitting Spider, Bronze Drake, Tauren, bringing them over. Still 41 food. But the distinct lack of anti-air is starting to show. Banshee down for the count. Ensnare being utilised there. Searing Arrows boy, next to go. That was a miss apparently. Curse value from the Banshee. Thunder Lizards, -3 food. Who the hell does the Thunder Lizard think he is? Gets Witch Doctor Adept training. Hey. Stun. That can be really useful. But it's kind of hard to pull it off on this map because not all the mobs are exactly right next to each other, are they? They're quite spaced out a lot of the time. I think this guy just purged that stasis. Which is pretty funny if that's the case. He's a bit of a baller, isn't he? He did that last time. He came in and just purged himself when there was a debuff. Like, immediately. I tell you, Antonidas. Super badass. That was Antonidas' brother. All those snooty wizards. They're proper badasses. I thought you got a Tauren there for a second as your random force. Next stasis trap. How long will it last? Yeah, he's going to go the distance. Ganked by wolves. It's getting a bit difficult to tell whose units are whose. He's still got one healing ward. Might be forced to use it soon. Unfortunately, his Taurens need to tank more damage so he can utilize that healing ward. So he needs these in the middle. Like one Tauren here, Tauren here, Tauren here, and then the Grunt and Raider here. Whilst these weaker units are in the middle. So he knows that damage is being put into the right places. Goes with the plus 40% of healing. Kill 2 units within 2 seconds, which has been accomplished. Frostworm says no. Crit Fiend. Gonna try to pull with a priest, which isn't great because a priest can get killed by either of these two very easily. Yeah. Hank has a good approach, I think, with his choices. Just needs to distribute units more appropriately, I think. Particularly at the start of combat. Could save himself some trouble. Feels like a healing ward soon. Yeah. Witch Doctor Master training. Oh, that's a nice one, isn't it? Yeah, still have anti-air as a problem. Oh, Queen of Suffering. It's your baby. It's your gal. Just casually steals a Tauren. There's no getting that one back. Unless you got a Master Banshee. I'd suffer the Queen of Suffering any day of the week. He might go random forces. That Greater Scroll is actually pretty good. He did go with the Chimera though. I wondered, I saw that reward first and I thought, he's not going to pick that though, really, is he? Captain Team Kill over here. That's what they should have called the Chimera. He'll be good versus the ones at the top though. Or even this. Kind of. Most of it has heavy armor.
Player's forces are under attack.
Take a maximum of 710 damage on the pillar. Well, if he does that, then he's lost. Witch Doctors with tons of mana so far. So he's good for a little while longer. Not really great rewards here. Maybe Grunt. At least they get the upgrades. Yeah, he goes grunt. The worst thing is 4 versus 4 RT when your ally's got mass chimeras and he doesn't realise that they have splash damage. And he like attacks into one enemy unit that you basically are attacking with like all of your knights. You have like 5 knights attacking this one hero on the enemy team. And he attacks that hero and it splashes onto all of your knights and kills them. Oh, referee! Putting down some laws. This is the first time we've had interception from the referee. He's almost trying to call him foul play. The Raider's pretty good. I didn't see the bottom one, but it looked like an aura. Was it a horn? It's a Raider or a horn. In comes the air. Happy times. Good thing he picked that Raider then. I was going to say, I would be tempted to go with the horn, because it's just an aura that's not going to go away. But he really did need that Raider. Because he's got like, nothing that can kill air otherwise. Oh, this is rough. Just move those Witch Doctors miles away, honestly. It's not even worth having them close. Because the air's going to go for them, because they're technically the only unit that can hit them. Oh, down for the count. You see that damage the Chimera did there because of the heavy armor. You got like one swinging. Oh no! Oh, that's rough. Double Witch Doctor KO. To lose both of those is... it's harsh. So what, is day 3 an airwave? I'll have to print off the rules or something on what each day is supposed to be, because I don't know. I just wing stuff. That's how I got good though, for the most part. But it's also one of my greatest flaws. It's one of my greatest strengths and one of my greatest flaws. I refuse to read though. That's another one of my flaws. So day 4 is Spellcasters. Max level of 6. And then you got magic immune stuff on day 5. Is that a master bat? Nah, it's an initiate. You got Parasite. What woe? Croyville says he pretty much bets 1,000 bits on Hank winning. So really Witty is the only loser here. What? Sacrifice all units. Always a tempting option. So if Hank wins, I don't get your money. Okay, it's like that, is it, Croyville? Parasite's running out, by the way. I'm a good sport, though. I'm cheering all the players to win. I have no preferences here. Perhaps you should feel more guilty about your choices, Croyville. If Hank wins, you get my money. Wait, what? If Hank wins, I get your money. I thought it was the other way around. Okay. Hello there, Ember.
Hey!
Hey!
The two greatest hays in history, and they both came from one game. Ensnaring that damn destroyer. Oh, there's a frostworm. There's all sorts. Again with the air. I didn't even realise he picked the sorceress. Was that like a challenge? No, it wasn't. This week's been quite a long week, this one. It's had some tough levels. Frostworm is the splash damage though. Oh, it didn't actually work on the raider there. Maybe because it was ensnared. If you ensnare a unit, maybe it's only on air units. But I was just wondering. No, it must be only air units. It's a big lad, the Ancient Hydra. He's got some very toasty health regeneration. But the damage is good, so he doesn't get to benefit from that health regeneration for long. He's really missing these witch doctors now, I'm telling you. A healing ward would be like, mwah. So good. Ooh, Kegger's Pipe of Insight. Not much to benefit from it. There's like one unit that can benefit, but even then, I'm still tempted to take that damn thing. Oh, you got Witch Doctor. See? You could have had Kegger's Pipe on the Witch Doctor.
A player's forces are under
He didn't know it at the time, because he gets the rewards afterwards, but I would still go for it. Murgle Marauder. He's like a big old grunt. It's just more health, more damage, but nothing that special about it otherwise. $44 food there. He's only getting +1 food. But that's not terrible. When you got 44 food. It's when you pick like the +1 food supply and you've only got like 17 food. It's like, ugh, that's horrible. But at 44 food, he doesn't have much of a choice. There's a lot of siege. It's all over the place. Sork does not like that. Even Marauders running away. Red Mist Sork skin. Picking a priest. Down to the 39 food. That gets me every time. That upgrade for Burrow. I keep thinking it means actual Orc Burrow. And then I realise very swiftly afterwards that it's the Crit Fiend Burrow. So this is like an air level. Let me check your ranged and air units. I think the horn looks pretty good. You do get command aura though from the Marauder as well. I did forget to mention that. He goes with more of a brute force approach, which is to just keep shoving units at the problem. Plus he's trying to complete the challenge as well. Chimera's still alive. Perhaps he'll consider sacrificing all of his units this time. Might even just go with the plus 40% healing. Although you do have healing wards, so. What the hell? Yeah, okay. It's Boulder Boy. There's some attacks from the top as well, but there are some units to try to deal with it. Healing ward is looking more tempting now. Quite a bit of damage has been taken. Seems like a solid time to utilize one, especially since you got 400 mana. The healing wards heal during the reward window, but the healing ward duration stops, so you can exploit it. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, if you play this single player, you don't get the benefits, do you? Like everything pauses, but when it's played a multiplayer, you can't pause the game, so to speak, in the same way. That's why Stylo gave him a bit of a warning when he was taking a fair bit of time in between picking the rewards. I am aware. Couple of hippo riders actually don't seem that scary, to be honest. It's when there's like 8 of them, that's when they're a problem. Watch out, Witch Doctor. It's a bit risky. He just went to use up all the resources rather than to attack his own unit with the Witch Doctor and definitely save it. Priest. Still good. Okay. We got the day 7 in Rage, working the way towards 50 food potentially. He's gonna get another warning soon from a Stylo. Oh, he gets a Wind Rider. What the hell? Okay. Oh, is that Queen of Suffering? It is! She wanted a Chimera this time. It's like she's not that hard to kill. It's just she's pretty much a guaranteed lost unit. There's another Tauren, though. Can't say no to the Tauren, surely. There he is. Did we lose a Tauren at some point? Because I thought he always had 3 Taurens. So I might have lost a Tauren somewhere in the mix. Oh, one of them got possessed. Yeah, by the previous Queen of Suffering. Can you just send the weakest unit you have and have her control that? Not necessarily, because she's programmed to have a high priority, I think, when it comes to stealing units. So you can maybe try to have like 4 lesser units attack her, but they're not going to do much damage. So she gets to do a lot of damage to you during that time. If she doesn't decide to steal, That's a lot of damage you're taking, so sometimes it's better just to give her a unit for free, but kill her quickly. If you have something like 5 headhunters, yeah, just pull all your other units back and have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attack her and wait until she steals something, but... Key Chrono says if you have some stun, you can stop her charm. I don't know what, just stunning her just knocks the ability off and she just won't use it after that? I don't know. What's this? Sacred Pillar Repair? Sacred Pillar's done quite well, to be honest. Seems to have held up quite well. Annoying Demolisher. Watch out for these Witch Doctors and these casters. That's it. Shove them over to the left-hand side.
Players' forces are under attack.
Pretty meh results. Probably going to be +1 food. Although one of them was like 80% entangle. Oh, it goes with the mana.
Players' forces are under attack.
Ah, yeah, this is the air one. I was going to say it's like some scrappy range units and some air. But nothing too scary here. Pretty tame. It's doing alright though. Hanging in there. +1 food supply it is. Play treants in the background. Approaching. Enjoy your disease, Cloud. Yeah, I don't think there's an easy way to avoid those. Filthy nature. There's no way he's going to sacrifice all units. Just misclick. Oh, gosh. All those options were garbage otherwise. The game will be like, go on, I dare you. Polar bears at the ready. Wyvern might get lost to the rock golem in a moment, but he does pull it back. Rock golems are pretty strong anti-air units actually. They prioritize air units, I think. It's almost impossible to attack them with an air unit and not have it attack you back. That's a funny one. I don't even know what reward he's going to pick there. Go for the 100 armor on the pillar. Oh, I guess the grunt. 49 food. So he's getting very close. 1 hippo. Couple of rifles. Siege. Pretty annoying level. This is a kind of level that makes you panic a bit. Like, just makes things messy. 1 wyvern down. Because you have to keep moving your units all the time. First is the siege. Raider down. Spellbreaker almost down. A lot is actually being killed right now. 39 food. Very close to losing this. Has to keep moving those units.
Forces are under attack.
Free flying machines? I think I'd still rather go with the enraged. Goes for the mana. Salamander Lord. It's your boy. He comes up quite often. In the previous game it was the Dark Terror guy all the time. This time it's the Salamander Lord. Ogre Mauler's kind of like another grunt. Without the upgrades though. So I don't think you should pick that one. Sludge Monstrosity might not be terrible. I think it's 3 food at most. I don't think it's 4 food. So it wouldn't make you... I don't know though for sure. I'd be surprised if it's a 4 food unit. It is pretty big, but... It's Scroll of Healing. Don't think I've seen anyone pick that one before. Actually, maybe. Might have been picked once. Necromancer and Reef Elemental. Okay. Enjoy. 43 food.
A player's forces are under attack.
Week 10, day 1. It's actually looking very good for old Hank. He had a bit of a trip earlier. A couple of trips, really. Like the Witch Doctor's going down, and then he had another one recently where he lost like 10 food. But he's bringing it back. And the Witch Doctor's got mana. So you're covered. Pillar's a little battered though. It's not super near death's door, but it's not far from it. Ice Troll Berserker. 4 health save. Scroll of Healing used. Witch Doctor's just like looking around. Anything over here? Doesn't want to be hit by the mortar teams. Forget how little health mortar teams have. It's because they're a free food unit. But they do pack quite a punch. The 360 health is like nothing. That's the easiest thing in the world, that is. If you're playing 4 versus 4 RT and you've gone scumbag mass air, and one of the enemy teams has gone mass mortar teams for like fun, and you just right click on all their units with like griffins or chimeras. Even when they town portal, they're still going to lose like 4 or 5 of them. Because they die so imminently. Murloc Nightcrawler. I think he's got in... No, he just has poison, I think. Okay. The attacks are nigh. The Green Drake is coming in. Boom. Pulverize. 41 food. Do not receive any new items. Pillar is 273 health though. You got a problem there, Croyville. Dussel Duck. Is no one answering your question? Can someone tell me how moonwells work exactly? Can't find any information on it other than wiki. How do they replenish their mana? Their mana replenishes over time at night. And the easiest way to think about how they work is you get 1 point of mana for every 4 points of health. That's probably an easier way to look at it, otherwise you end up getting confused. So basically you don't want to use Moonwells if you have a low mana pool, because it will try to distribute its juice into replenishing both your health and your mana. Except when it replenishes your mana, you're getting a quarter of the efficiency as if you were to replenish your health. So you would get 100 health or 25 mana. I think that's more or less how it works. $45 food. Meat Wagon is picked for the memes. He's made it to week 10 and day 5. So I'm assuming that is Ember thus far defeated. Hank's large army, and I mean large, aka Tauren's approach, has seemed to have gone down quite a treat. Didn't have as many spellcasters, but seemed to get the odd witch doctor when he needed it. So he can pop in a healing ward from time to time. Can get another raider. Again, Wand of Neutralization is just absolutely hated by everyone. Ember says he's going ice skating. Okay, have fun ice skating, Ember. Wand of Neutralization is charging. I thought it was the one that didn't though. This Wand of Negation is the one that doesn't. Okay, yeah. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, Neutralization's the funny looking one that looks like a sort of purple zigzag. The splash damage from the Destroyer. Value. Picking off that Murgle. Lots of disease cloud. And not a healing ward in sight. Still a big army though. 46 food. Demolisher, Wind Rider. The world is your oyster. Sacred Pillar. Okay. That was like quite baller. He sort of like swiped at the Murgle while still moving. Like he didn't even care. The Murgle was like no effort. Well, he's got to spread a fair bit of poison. Is the AI that smart then? That if they're going to devour a unit, they're going to devour a unit that has items on it? Because that seems to be quite consistent. It's very close to getting a healing ward. Divine Aid, maybe? Yeah. How exactly do you pick custom maps to play? Is there a list of maps that you'd like to play or just finding random stuff? Most people suggest stuff and I get round to it over time. Although people suggested maps from like months ago and I still haven't played them. It's not a guarantee to get your map played. They're on the list, it's just when you get time. You can also request them though. So if you give Witty money, that's a good way to get your map played too. Pay to win. Pay to play. Heretic not using his carrion swarm. For shame. Pay to be played. I had a good mate at one of my old workplaces, and you know, some days when you work it's double pay because it's like an abnormal day to work, like a holiday day, and he always used to say double pay, double play. I always like that. We used to mess around a lot. We did work hard, but we also used to mess around a lot. So when he said double play, he meant like fuck around a lot. This is a really odd looking level because there's stuff everywhere. I would be very confused right now, particularly with this colouring scheme. I'm just spectating. Yeah, Hank is currently playing. Double pay, double play. So many injured units though. It feels like it's all going to come tumbling down for Hank soon. 43 food though is not to be sniffed at. What's my best result? I can't remember what my best result is. Orb of Fire? It's the Spirit Walker though. And he gets some more Divine Aid. A crab and a hag. If you go to the wrong place of town, you can get those both in the same thing. Need some more healing wards, but there's no mana on this Witch Doctor. Pillar's over 50% health. Do not use any major heals or mana. Hank could make this go all the way. This could be a 24-hour stream. Twitch.tv/witty. YouTube.com/WTiiWarcraft. WTiiWarcraft on Twitter. Patreon.com/WTiiWarcraft. WTiiWarcraft on Instagram. No, I'm just joking, I'm not on that one. I think I need a dog or a cat or something to be on Instagram. Or a hot girlfriend. And I can take pictures of her while she's sort of like posing and looking away from me. Aren't all the pictures of girls on Instagram from their behind? I think they all have to be from behind. Instagram. That's it. Or I could use some of this YouTube Twitch money to buy myself a hot girlfriend and then post on Instagram. That could work. What about the burbs? Yeah, I could totally do the budgie pictures. Gets the Dark Troll Trapper. Try and say that 3 times quickly.
Player's forces are under attack.
Some beefy characters on the left-hand side. This raider looks like he doesn't want to die. I don't want to die, but I want to look like I'm doing something at the same time. No assing on Hank's team. 48 food. He's somehow still doing this. He's almost got fully upgraded Torrents. Tauren's beating on the frostworms. Don't see that every day. Oh, Witch Doctor! He's managed to skulk his way out of trouble. The threat is now applied to a Deep Seer. Double frostworm. Spirit Walker is down. Destroyer's there as well. This ground army is getting pretty harshly beaten up again. 34 food. One grunt dead. No, this is not the level yet. It's going to take a bit more than this to kill Hank, but levels like this certainly do speed up the progress of Hank's demise. Oh, is he going to kill? Yeah, Gyro's going to kill the Witch Doctor. Oh! Good save. He's only 50 mana away from another healing ward. We have another player after this. I think it's Nobin. Gets a Kodo Beast as a random force. Not too shabby. There's the Deathbringer. And the Deathbringer's just auto-attacking this Mammoth, which is great for you. Nice. It's got a healing ward. He hasn't got ward drum upgrade. No. He gets another Tauren? Are you joking? $40 food. I didn't know the Divine Intervention healed the tower 5% a day as well. I thought it just summoned units for you to fight at your side temporarily. Oh, okay, it doesn't heal. Then Tominada is spreading lies in the chat. No, we can't overclock. Justice must be served. This is a messy one. I think a certain raider is down for the count. Needs to spread these Taurens more evenly, so that way they can tank it with their big old health. Pillar's taking quite a lot of damage here. Necromancer doing some work there. Tied up with the Shaman, Bloodlusted Smage. Because they've got upgrades as well, some of these units. 3-2 on the Demolisher. Did the enemy units have the same upgrades you get? That's cheeky, that's true. Or is that just coincidental? Because then that works against you if you get upgrades. Look at this! Witch Doctor's like closed in on the meat wagon so they can't get hit by it. At least not very easily. They get random upgrade every day on hard difficulty. Gotta love that random. $34 food for Hank. Still got his Taurens there. He's a happy chap. He's got a double Witch Doctor. Not got any good options there though, other than the heal. The heal's lovely on the pillar. He does need that, but it doesn't do anything for his units. I feel like this is another messy one. There's a lot of air units, so it's very hard to control this. Those witch doctors are going down before they can actually cast their healing wards. We're on week 12 though. Oh, he's down at 18 food. This could be it. I don't even think he can survive this. Dash air for GG. Week 12, day 3. Well done, Hank. Safe to say that you have so far managed to solidify first place, unless Nobin can say anything about that. So let's put in Hank. Week 12, day 3, and how much health? I'm not there, really. 1215. And that's 1790. Roger that. Let's move on to our next champion then. If you want to host it, Stylo,
Well, if you think
let me know.
rush, you might want to build something.
Half now, the other half when Nobin loses.
Okay. Damn. He knows. He knows how to do deals, Croyville. Half now, half later. Half when the deal is done. No money up front. I'll be back in a quick moment. Just taking a quick break. Okay. Just let me know what the game name is. I went to go grab some ingredients to make some witty bran cookies. I was just thinking about going downstairs to get some cookies. I could show that they're actually real. I might do that. I could show off one. They're quite sugary otherwise. If you're going to get into cooking, I suggest you cook healthy. Because if you cook unhealthy and you get good at it, that's only going to result in one thing, you being unhealthy. That's why I couldn't do it. It's like, no. It's just like, who... It's so unhealthy. Like, you see, when you're doing it for yourself especially, you see the ingredients that are going into it. It's like 600 grams of sugar, 500 grams of butter. Like, what the hell is going on here? It's like, that is not good for me. Do we have Nobin available and a game name to join? You're trying to excuse yourself now, are you, Chip? It's in your name. Chip. Well, better die fast and enjoy life than live a long, boring life. Actually, I think I might prefer the latter. Shall I go get those cookies then? Yeah, I've got to wait a bit longer. Don't know. Might have to. Okay, I'll do that. It's an old WTiiWarcraft recipe. That's the one. What's going on then, Stylo? Oh, the frosting makes it even more sugary as well. I suggest not using much frosting. Because it's too much, really. Alright. It is so... Like, you can taste the ingredients. It helps that I know what I put into it, but you can also really taste it. It's like those wine connoisseurs that know all the recipes or the ingredients in wine as they drink it. Like, you can almost, like, identify every little granule. Go, yeah, that bit's caster sugar. Yeah, I can taste the caster sugar. Okay, the right options have been picked. And hard. Good old orc. Let's get orc nerfed so we can upset Grubby. Shall we do this as a community? That's a pretty nasty first level going up against 2 Null Assassins. The good news is they seem to be focused on that grunt for some reason. They're supposed to move on to a new target after they hit once. Let's get orc nerfed and human buffed. They don't switch targets in this. Only hydras. Okay. I've got to go wash my hands now.
A player's forces are under attack.
Subscribe. Twitch Prime. was strange. Some guy just ran past me. He said, subscribe with Twitch Prime. I tried to shoo him off, but I couldn't do it before he said that. Orb of Lightning not being taken. The Forest Troll Trapper. Selected. Got some cheeky healing from the priest as well. See, I'll show you the Picketer. In case you missed it. This is the one. I found the picture of the cookies. Just whilst we're on these early levels. I look so grumpy there. It's me and my dear Dora jumper. I love that jumper. That's so scummy though. So old school. Like chav. That's me when I was like 18. I think 16, 18, around that age. Yeah.
A player's forces.
It's the problem. I look like a bit of a thug for some reason. Whenever I go into like supermarkets and stuff like that, I always get attention from the security guards. It's like impossible not to. And I'm not the type of person that's actually going to cause any trouble whatsoever. Or, you know, steal anything. But I've just got that look, I think. Especially when I wear a hat or something. Like a beanie hat. I'll try and find the cookies properly this time. Pictures, food. Here we go. That's just to give you an idea. Sorry, I don't mean to interfere in the gameplay too much. But that's for those that missed it. Hank made it to week 12, wasn't it? I think. Can't specifically remember which day. But it was week 12, I believe. He's going with the Enrage. A wise choice. Oh, okay. The Rubian Queen. Look at that sassy walk. Oh, she's throwing down a carrion swarm earlier, which is quite nasty. Because she's probably going to do a second one in a moment. Unless you can kill her before she gets... No, never mind. Week 12, day 3. Challenge completed. Do not receive any new items. Strength of the Wild. This is last reward. That's Night Elf. And +2 food. I think that's the challenge, isn't it? That was a misclick run. Okay. I think next time I play this, I'm going to try to make Night Elf work. Maybe Mountain Giants. I don't think I've ever seen Mountain Giants as an option, though. Mountain Giants and Healing Wars. Let's go. They take like 6 food or 7 food, though. I don't know. I always remember them taking 7 food, but then they got buffed and changed to 6 food. I don't know if they got changed back to 7 food, did they? Giants and worms you can only get by charming. Won't the late game giants have spell immunity, though? Or resistance, at least when it comes to possession. Spellbreaker's beating up this poor trapper.
Hi!
Oh.
Who took my socks?
Me. Thank you very much there, Avernast. It's 420. That's some green Christmas socks, actually. I bought them. They're kind of got foreign language on them, but they're like... I realized afterwards it's like foreign words for saying Happy Christmas. I'll find them actually. Like I quite like the I like the colour green, so I quite like these green socks. Because I thought originally it was going to be like English writing, but then when I looked at it, it's like, what the hell is this? Like one says like Gad or God Jut. Then there's another one that says like Philes Maria lads. Like what the hell is that? Naria lad. Navidad. Oh, is that what that was? Philes Navidad or something. So there's like some Spanish and stuff like that. And Joyex Noel. So I don't know why, but there you go. It's Latin. Or Spanish. Yeah. Yeah. I got your socks. They're mine. I shall wear them at Christmas. Christmas times. Gonna get all the I think the music's gone a bit berserk. Can get the healthy stuff now, like Aldi and stuff like that will sort of do a week where they'll sell healthy equipment. I might get some more. Don't use it enough though, to be honest, but they were quite good. I'm hoping they kind of did it last year, but I'd prefer like these barbell. But they were angled ones. I want like an actual straight barbell, so I can definitely put some weight on that. You can do it with the angled one as well, but it's... I don't know. The deals weren't too bad, but they could have been better. But I'm more inclined to purchase some health and fitness stuff. So I quite like the start of January, because you can maybe get some deals to inspire you to actually get some fitness down, rather than constantly making cookies. Put the cookie down. Ah, day 7 already again. Ah, okay. Someone's going to get death coiled. Is it going to be the trapper? No, it's straight onto the wyvern. Yeah, not too bad. Do not increase food supply. 3 out of 0. Ah, okay. Yeah, the challenge might have been screwed up here. Steal melee weapons. Sacred Pillar, 5% damage next week. That's so confusing. But it's basically 5% per day, so it's like 35% in total, isn't it? I thought it was just 5%. When I picked it up. It says 5%. Who would have thought it would actually be 35%? Read the fine print. Week 3 and 26 food. Requires a bit of the old healing though. Yeah, steel armor could be good here. Or you can go grunt and go over the food cap. Actually goes with the priest though. Dryad down. Cheeky Huntress getting to hit both the tower and a unit. Thanks to her bouncy glaives. That's what I like to call them. He's getting quite a few of these night elf options. It's almost tempting, isn't it? This is the night elf run. But he obviously wants to do well because there's money on the line. pillars getting a little bit more broken. Day 3 was ranged and air units. Okay. So he's got an annoying Black Drake to deal with. Headhunter's able to tank it fairly well, but you got to be careful because you activate that Berserk and he takes more damage. Steel armor, still ranged. Definitely looks like it's going to be an orc army. Turns out orc is pretty good. Kodo B's dealing with the shaman. Ancient Wendigo. Does the Wendigo have resurrection as well? I feel like it does. If it's like the level 10 one or something. Or close to level 10. Like level 8, 9 sort of thing. I know there is a Wendigo that can resurrect. These grunts though. Is he cleaving? No, he's not. I just thought he was cleaving for a second there. That would have been sick if he was cleaving. Warstorm Reincarnation Bash. Yeah, Reincarnation. What? I don't think that one had cleave, because if it did, his health wasn't moving down and he was in range for cleave. It didn't look like his health was going down when I hovered over it. One last blast for these grunts before they get killed off. Okay, there's some air, but that Bloodlust should help those headhunters deal with that. Take it down fairly quickly. Watch out though. One grunt. That wasn't your grunt though, was it? I don't know. I think that was pretty good. Can't really go with the +3 one though, can you? Yeah, it goes with the healing. Level 4 and 6 Felguards have cleave. Well, that one looked like a level 6 one. Takes the replenishment. Needs to find a good time to use that, because it has to take 45 seconds before you get the maximum effect. Unfortunately, it just uses it straight away, so I think some of these units might get the effect knocked off of them.
The player's forces are under attack.
Ghost. I don't think that one has possession. Don't know though. Seems like the sort of unit that would have it, but it seems like the lower level version of the ghost. It could be Wraith or something. But there's a female one that's a bit larger, like level 4/5, and she has possession. What the heck? Oh yeah. Yeah, he's got a good little mix of researchers. He's just enjoying himself, dabbling in all the dark arts. Watch out for the sheep. They're gonna break that polymorph soon.
Forces are under attack.
Need some troll regeneration. This grunt's doing some pretty good kiting. Hero grunt. Is he going to go with a torrent? Too risky. At least the challenge looks like it's a pretty good one. Oh, it takes the call. At least he's got an upgrade. That unholy armor coming in very handy. Couple of searing arrow bros. Take those down. Meanwhile, Drake having some fun with the pillar. It's hard to say. I'm not liking these options. Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and take the +1 food supply. Because it's still going somewhere. Draenei Seer, that's the healer. The Harbinger can definitely be chomped because it's only level 4. And the Faceless One Trickster is down for the count. Your cookies are in the oven. You started making those quickly, didn't you, Chip? Granite got them. I don't think I've seen that option before. Magic immune unit with Bolt, Boulder, and War Stomp. Actually, I think it's Thunderclap, but its version of Thunderclap anyway. That Headhunter. The ghoul almost got him killed. Some good micro. Granite is amazing. We got some big ass air damage. Well, that's the thing with the rock golems. They do. They hit air really hard, and they're consistent. They got pretty speedy attack. I think the pillar's kind of injured as well, isn't it? A fair bit. I can't see right now, but it's one of those levels where your units need healing, but you're still gonna heal the pillar. Yeah, it's 50% now after the heal. Bear and Mountain Giant quite early. Bit of a tricky day 6 considering how many range units he has. It's well pointed out there by Hank in the chat. Far more range units this time. But obviously that can be a problem when they're up against melee units that do pack a good punch, such as Knights, Abominations, Taurens, that kind of stuff. It's only really got this grunt to tank, and even that grunt can't do that for much longer. Kodo Beast would be the next target, I think, for tanking. That Wyvern. Almost. That Archer's got the upgrades, hasn't it? 700 range, yeah. Helion wards. It's tough. Maybe troll regeneration or Knight. Because you can't really go with the enrage. Because he's just too injured to do it, I think. The enraged one is really nice because you don't often get +3 food supply. And it's normally quite doable. But you can't risk it that much with so few units. Because those grunts can't participate, they're just going to get killed. Revenants, hello there, 69 to 77 damage. And frost armor. And 2,100 health. Probably just as well he didn't enrage. Oh! Crushing wave! Yay! Oh, look at that. They narrowly escaped. Yeah. That was a horrible one. I forgot he had Crushing Wave. He is really good. 2,100 health. Like 74 average damage or something. Crushing Wave. Hey, you get Plague Treant. They're like Wolverine. Look at these claws. Even acts like Wolverine. Looks just like him as well. This is one of the cases where the actual model looks very different from the portrait. If you look at that, how basic that face looks compared to this one. He can't heal himself by the challenge. Oh, he's got week 5 though. Considering how cruel a lot of these rewards have been. He's just not been quite so lucky. He's doing well to keep everything alive. He's gonna have to fail the challenge. Like, you gotta take a heal or something. Like, it's gotta be the Tide Caller, I think. And hope that it hits important units. This is so hard. I'd have the Treant here, Kodo here, and this Troll here. And then a couple of units spread in here with the Trapper. Oh, Lightning Shield. Yikes. Look at that. What a badass that Shaman is. Oh, this is so rough. 16 food. Definitely pretty screwed. It's not over necessarily, but it's going to be hard to come back from this. Yeah, it could be a sacrifice. Could be the only way out of this situation. And then he's going to get like the turtle. Chip has failed, apparently. You open the oven and the things look like pancakes. Cookies don't cook very easily. They're actually surprisingly stubborn. Like, I thought my cookies were going to look like budgies. I had a budgie shaped cooker thing. All of those cookies I showed you are supposed to look like budgies. But when you put them in the oven, they just spread out and melt, basically. Flatten. And I did what it said. I followed the video, the recipe. It's like, chill the dough for an hour, then shape the cookies, then put the cookies on a baking tray and put that in the freezer for 10 minutes. I had mine in the freezer for at least 10 minutes to give them more of a hardened shape, and then cook them. And within a few minutes, they're already just like... Freezer's a bonus option. You don't have to put them in the freezer. It's just to help them retain their shape, but it certainly didn't help me. Did you let the butter warm to room temperature? I don't know. I think mine were too soft when I made mine. I felt like the cookie dough was just a little bit too much on the soft side. The cookies are very, very soft. They're not very tough. If I was to do it again, I'd use a different recipe and see how that went. There's so many of them out there as well, and it's not really a universal one. Because everyone sort of has their own way. Like, you watch one of the videos and they're like, I personally like to use sour cream. And this other one's like, you know, oh, I can't do mine without almond and vanilla extracts. It's like all this kind of stuff. Like, there's no sort of, you use these 4 or 5 ingredients, that's it. Always, every time. There's always an extra 1 or 2 ingredients. Ha, 11 food, huh? 11 food. You got the trickster. It's time to sacrifice the units for the greater good. For the greater good. The Magnetar Destroyer. The man, the myth, the legend. He's got anti-air as well, so he's a pretty damn good pick. 2,100 health. Spell immunity. Has he got what it takes though? The only downside is he doesn't have cleave. Because he's going to need it. He's focusing in on the Sasquatch. Utilizing those spells. He is a big lad. But it's so hard to do this all by yourself. 183 mana left. He's going for the lesser minions. The Overlord doesn't do that much damage per se, but he does actually provide this vampiric aura, so he kind of needs to be brought down, but he is now the last. It looks like GG. We got to see a sacrifice there nonetheless. Congratulations then to Hank, who takes first place. Ember was second. And boy, the Magnetar Destroyer taken third. Unfortunately for you, Nobin, that Magnetar Destroyer, not quite... I mean, he's good. He's a good unit, but he just can't quite do it by himself. That's the thing when you sacrifice all the units. So you got to do it early and then try to build up more units after that. But thank you very much there, Stylo, for creating the tournament. I think everyone had a bit of fun watching this. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to thumbs up the video, subscribe. Check out twitch.tv/witty, where I stream this live. Subscribe there as well, especially if you've got Amazon Prime. You can get free subscription. That's a good way to help out the channel. Yeah, patreon.com/WTiiWarcraft and WTiiWarcraft on Twitter. I don't really have any other links other than that. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching. The details will be sorted out by Stylo, I believe. So any issues, then use the email for Stylo, and he should sort things out for you. Take care.